The Balance Doctor. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of The Kim Jacobs Show. Be sure to subscribe to The Kim Jacobs Show right on YouTube. Turn on your notification bell to all so you never miss a beat. And guess what? Every time you watch, you're going to receive a real, relevant, and relatable guest that's going to share with you a piece of the puzzle on this journey called life that will help you be able to manage just a little bit smoother. At the end of the day, the Kim Jacobs Show goal is to be able to provide balance to the world, one household at a time.
Kim Jacobs Show. You're watching Kim Jacobs Show.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of The Kim Jacobs Show. I'm the Balance Doctor, and today we have with us Nadia Francois. I love saying her name. Welcome, Nadia. How are you today?
Thank you. I am wonderful. Thanks for having me.
Oh, I'm so glad you're here. I cannot wait to talk about, what are we talking about? Tell everybody well, you know what? I'm going to wait. I'll say something and then I'll give you a chance to say something too. Okay. I'm super excited that we're here with Nadia today because this woman has started a movement, not just something that is like a topic or a title, but an overall movement that is sure to change how we look at ourselves at the end of this episode. So, welcome. Grab your virtual seats. I know y'all out there. I know you. I can see you. You lined up. You in the virtual. Okay, come on in. Get your seat. Get in. Get your seat. Go ahead and tell everybody hello. I know you want to talk to your friends. Some of you brought some people with you. Let everybody know. Listen, girl, we got to talk after the show because Nadia Francois is on and she's going to be talking about what? Tell everybody.
What's your superpower?
What is your superpower? You're going to learn that today. And if you don't know anything else, you're going to know how to discover your superpower at the end of today's show. You're going to be implementing it not tomorrow, not next week, not next month, now, today, right? I am super excited about that. So everybody, listen, share the broadcast. Let us know where you're visiting in from. Just type your name and say, hey, I'm here. So sometimes people are here and I don't even know it until you later say, oh, I was watching that episode. Well, let me know that you're here so that we can go ahead and acknowledge you and give a quick shout out to you for being present today, okay? What we're going to do now is just take a quick commercial break because we have several episode sponsors, and one of which is attorney Charles Everidge with Hunter Everidge Law Firm. If you're dealing at all with personal injury or you're dealing with the loss of a loved one and it was wrongful due to someone else's fault, or you're dealing with disability, make sure that you reach out to attorney Charles Everidge with Hunter Everidge Law Firm and let them know that the Kim Jacobs Show sent you their way. We're going to hear from them now. We'll be right back to introduce Nadia.
I'm attorney Charles Everidge. I started out representing insurance companies until my father was seriously injured at work. 4 of his fingers were amputated. Our family went through a lot, so I know what you're going through as an injured worker. If you've been hurt on the job, call me now. I'll fight to get the workers' comp benefits you may deserve. I'll fight for you like family. Put my experience to work for you. Call 704-457-5000, the first call for injured workers.
Make sure you give them a call, the first call for injured workers, okay? Welcome back, everyone, to the Kim Jacobs Show. And I'm Kim Jacobs, the Balance Doctor. We have here with us the superpower hero expert, in my opinion, Nadia Francois. And she is a lifestyle entrepreneur with a heart for people, a veteran trailblazer in the beauty industry. I knew you was, with that beautiful smile over there, I knew it was something. Okay, a veteran trailblazer in the beauty industry, business strategist, and 7-time best-selling author. Nadia is the CEO of Harris International and What's Your Superpower TV and digital media, the host of Power Conversations podcast. This woman is doing a lot of different things. Editor-in-chief of Power Conversations magazine. And she's going to tell you how to stay connected with her, which will pop up throughout today's broadcast. But it's NadiaFrancois.com. Okay. All right. Welcome, Nadia, to the Kim Jacobs Show.
Thank you again.
So
Happy to be here.
let's jump right into this today. Get
Okay.
going. When did you discover that you even had a need for a sweet superpower?
So, about 15 years ago, I went through a divorce and I was the mother of four sons at that time. And so that's when I found out I needed a super something, right? Because I became a single parent to my four sons and their sole provider, an entrepreneur, and it was very, very hard. And I had to look to who? The only one that we can look to get us through these types of moments. And that was our good Lord, right? And so I'm an only child, so I didn't have too many people to turn to help me, to even get advice from, to vent to. And sometimes you don't want to vent to other people anyway. But
You're
all that I
preaching,
was
Nadia.
going through, I think I would have just vented to the rock, right? And so just in building that relationship, I really had to build a relationship with God, right? It was well beyond just going to church, praying, and faith and all. It was well beyond that when I realized the task that I was being presented with as a single parent. I take that very seriously because those are four more lives that I'm responsible for, right? And so, in going through all of that and finding my way specifically to God and getting my relationship with Him click tight is like what I like to call it. And, He just told me, you have a superpower in you. You all do. And meaning all of us women, right? And our superpower is our God given gift of overcoming. So, whatever that is, whether it's your resilience, whether it's your ability to be able to communicate effectively with people, whatever you find that helps you overcome those obstacles that life brings about is your superpower. So that is what I discovered way back when I had to literally put on a cape that I did not want to put on, because I don't, even though I love us having superpowers, I really don't agree with us being super women, right? Because that takes us too far. Like, I don't want to work that
Way too
hard.
far. But it's like it's thrust upon you sometimes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's not like it's necessarily by choice, but
Right.
it's sometimes that this is
You
inevitable.
just
This
got to
is
do it.
my force.
Yeah.
This is what's happening. I don't have a choice in this particular matter.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I did not know that. So
Yes.
to hear that takes us in a whole additional direction, because now to know people that are watching today, many are women that officially are mothers,
Yeah.
and they are trying to figure out how to balance their lives, especially if they're mothers of sons. So just talk about that just for at least 2 minutes. If you're a mother of sons, how do you recommend that those mothers balance all of the hats and responsibilities of raising sons? Talk to us for a second.
The first thing, God.
I have four sons too. One is in heaven and three on this earth, and it is a whole
Yeah.
different. It's just a whole different world.
Yeah.
Raising sons is nothing like just, hey, I have some children. No, I have four sons. It's like an army.
Yeah, and they really harden you. So for me, to another mother of boys is one, give them to God. That's the first thing that I had to do, like literally, because I, you know, am a girly girl. I'm an only child. I didn't really know. So I was very intimidated by that, taking on this task by myself. Their father, he kind of just went on with his life. I didn't hear from him financially, emotionally. He just literally abandoned us, right?
Aw.
And so it was just a lot to get over, a lot to get through, keyword through.
Right.
And, first off, after you get that good relationship with God where you can call on him and he can let you know what to do in your time of need and in your time of trouble, because that's the only person I had to call on.
Mm.
Of course, you know, you have your mother and your
Yes.
support system, but sometimes they have their own issues, right? They can't always be your crutch. And so I had to use the Heavenly Father, the Bible, prayer, so much. But one thing I can say is, you know, giving them, devoting my children to God was the best decision I ever made. Meaning, take them to church, let them know who saves us in these times of need that we can't do on our own. It's a supernatural shift when you are in the arms of God. And so letting your children know that, even though mine were young, they were 5, 6, and 1 when I first became a single parent. But, you know, so there wasn't really a lot to explain to them. However, putting them in those environments. So I enrolled where they were already in Christian school, preschool, all the way to like 3rd grade when I couldn't afford it anymore. But God, you know, sustained us. They went to a good public school that allowed them to be able to get trades. And now 2 of them have graduated and gotten their trades. So, you know, this is just a testimony for women, even fathers. There's single fathers out there that
There are
don't
many single
really know
fathers,
what to do, right? And so I still can't give you like the 6 recipe, you know, the 6-step recipe.
No, there's no guide.
Yeah. But the thing is, trusting God and making sure that you root in them, you know, the good things in life, to treat others how they would like to be treated, to make good decisions for their life, and, you know, be good to people, and it will come back to them. And so that's what I've done, show them what hard work is about. And God has just blessed us. He's carried us. It's all God.
Oh my gosh. I am so excited about what you're sharing, especially as a mother of boys. And any of you that I see a lot of comments coming in, if any of you that are mothers that have sons, or fathers that have sons, and you're raising these young individuals by yourself, then feel free to put some comments in here and let us know your thoughts on what's being shared as well by Nadia Francois, who is the superpower queen, is what I'll call her. Good morning, beautiful Kim and Nadia. Happy Tuesday. How are you, Benita? Thank you for being in your virtual seat. Share the broadcast. I see you, Dr. Tina J. Ramsey. If you all don't know her, make sure you follow her immediately. She is the founder of the CTR Media Network, and that is a platform that has over 350 million viewers. We stream there as well, just so you know. Your show, this episode, is streaming on CTR Media Network as well in 46 countries. Thanks to Dr. Tina J. Ramsey. Okay, Ramsey. I like to say Ramsey with the extra, you know, like Francois. But so if you all are looking to have your show on a platform, make sure that you reach out and let her know that the Kim Jacobs Show sent you her way. Listen, I see you, Cool Gamer, too. I see you out there. Thank you so much for being in the studio audience. And we are here talking with Nadia Francois today about our superpowers. What is your superpower, and how do you discover it? When we come back from this commercial break, we're going to talk about what is a superpower and how do people find out where to begin to determine what theirs really is. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
I have peace of mind with Silver Shield Security, which has been protecting my family and home, along with servicing the Carolinas for over a decade. Silver Shield Security knows the importance of convenience and safety. Whether you live in an apartment or home or run a business, they are here to protect you from unwanted intrusions and fires. Call now at 704-440-4688 or visit the website at www.silvershield-security.com. You can use my promo code #ToneX and get 1/2 off your installation price. Don't forget to ask about the new no money down options. Let Silver Shield Security help to give you peace of mind, just like me and my family, and keep your business safe.
Right, everybody, and we're back. We're talking with Nadia Francois, and I was looking here. You say that you are really trying to make sure that women know that they can achieve whatever they put their minds to. So what is a superpower? Talk to us about that for a minute.
So as I stated previously, your superpower is your God gift of overcoming, right? Whatever that's built in you. So whatever that gift is, that is your superpower. Whatever just emerges when you are in trouble, when you have an obstacle, when adversity hits, that's your superpower. So like I stated, it can be resilience, it can be, being able to think your way out of something, it could be the way to communicate your way out of something. It can also be just that relationship that you have with Christ, right? That you can tune into him and get your guidance. So it's all about being led in the proper way to the right things, the things that are going to bless your life, the things that God promises us in his word, right? So that is your superpower, that
Okay.
God-given gift of overcoming.
Yes, please type that backstage for me. Your God-given gift to overcoming is what is your superpower.
Yes.
So, how do people identify that? Because what's the process? We know it's your God-given gift to
Yeah.
overcoming. That's your superpower. But how do you actually identify, what are the steps to identifying your superpower? And then how do you apply it to say, ooh, this is my superpower. This is who I am.
So I do want to mention that you can have several superpowers, right?
Yeah.
Some of us are gifted in different ways. However, I feel like our our way of tapping in is, as I stated, one-on-one, that one-on-one with God, when you can just touch and agree that this is going to be okay. I am going to get through this.
Yes.
Whatever it is in front of me will be behind me, right? And so being able to tap into that takes what? Healing.
Mhm.
You can't do it when you are all crossed up. So that's why I keep saying getting that relationship with God is the key, y'all. He's going to give it to you. He's going to show you exactly how you are supposed to operate in every area.
That's good.
Every area. You don't have to leave anything out, but you have to go to him with prayer, and you have to go to him with faith and believe that you're going to get through this. Believe that his promises are going to keep you, that his grace and his mercy is going to pull you through. And once you believe that and you walk in it, and then you activate that superpower, right, within the realm of whatever that adversity is, whether it's your children, whether it's your relationship, whether it's your business, right, whether it's just, like I stated, get healing yourself, because we go through a lot of things as children all the way to adulthood that may determine how we feel about certain things, or may determine our belief system. But we have to really dig deep and figure out, why do I feel like this about this, and why can't I do this? Because you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. And so that's why we have to keep him in the plan, y'all, because he's ordering our steps. And if we take those steps, when we go through that adversity, it's going to feel like a breeze. It's going to feel like walking through fire and not getting burned, right? Because on the other side of adversity is always the triumph.
That's good. That's good. On the other side, it's just so much better. So you have to go through the process to be able to get to the other side, because we know that God, he's author, he's the finisher of our faith, and he is not going to steer us wrong. He's guiding us and ordering our steps. So if we trust him, and I don't know, everybody's different in what we believe.
Yeah.
And I don't have any condemnation for anybody's belief. So when anybody comes on the Kim Jacobs Show, no matter what their nationality, relationship, religion, sexuality, none of that stuff, all I do is just say, I pray in Jesus' name, because that's what I do. I do pray in Jesus' name. So just like everybody says who they pray in whoever name they pray in, but I honor whatever name you choose to pray in. I also say, hey, I recognize and understand who you pray in the name of as well. So we can all coexist, no matter what our belief systems are.
Absolutely.
Hang our soul and our hats on what we ultimately believe. So for me, I believe in Jesus Christ, and I'm honored to be able to say that because that's my belief.
Yes.
What is your superpower in the studio audience? I would love for you all to just put some comments. What do you think is the thing that's your superpower? So what I would like to know from you is, do you share your superpower publicly with people?
I will. I believe that my superpower, one of them, is resilience, and the ability to think positively, right? So when those moments of adversity come up, I kind of reverse it into not why me, or that I'm too good to go through anything, right? But flipping it and really looking at, why is this happening to me or for me, right? Because
Mhm.
most times we look at things happening to us, but a lot of times it's happening for us
For
to
us,
be
a
able
lot
to
of times.
either give a testimony to someone else, or to even show ourselves what we are not believing God for, right?
That's right.
And so, you know, I believe that we all have several, like I stated, but I believe that in my overcoming, just being resilient and being able to think positive through all the situations that I've been through, whether they were ordained for me to go through them, whether I put myself through them, because sometimes we put ourselves through
That's right.
things, right? By making the wrong decisions and choosing the wrong people and certain things like that. But coming out on the other side is always how I look at it,
Mhm.
just being able to come through. I love the word through. We going through some things,
Yes,
but we will definitely come out victorious on
that's
the
right.
other side.
Well, we sound similar, like twins almost, because for whatever reason, God has gifted me to I can see when things are happening that other people may totally break under that particular type of
Yeah.
pressure. And I'm not comparing myself to somebody else, but I feel like God has gifted me to be able to deal with some very difficult adversities in life.
Yeah.
And he's graced me to be able to say, okay, this is what's happening. It's the season that I'm in my life. But
Yeah.
I know and I trust God that no matter what it looks like right now, he has my best interest at heart and he always has my back.
Yeah.
So something is working out for my good that may be unbeknownst to me. I don't know why this is happening. I have no clue. But I
Yeah.
do know that God is in control of my destiny and the outcome of my life. And so something about this had to have been for my benefit in some
Yeah.
regard,
Yep.
you know? And so I do believe that as well. Let's see, what are some of the things that you all are saying that are your superpowers? I'm grabbing any glasses. Let's say somebody said, the gift of joy through adversity is my superpower. And ADHD is her superpower. Okay, you really gonna have to elaborate on why you think ADHD is your superpower. Talk to us about that, Sean Larray. Okay. All right, Dr. Paulette Harper said, true, true. This is true what you're saying. And actually, she's coming up soon on the show. And very soon, we have a great episode coming up with the Queens That Rise. So you want to make sure you tune in for some more episodes that are all new here on the Kim Jacobs Show. Okay, Jenny. Oh, my Aunt Jenny's on. Hey, Aunt Jenny. She said, this is so true. I believe God will fix everything. Wow. I believe that too. And I trust and believe. When you trust in something, you can free
Yeah.
fall in it because you
Yeah.
know that you know that you know, right?
Yes.
And I know that I know that I know that God will fix everything. Okay. Vanita said, amen, amen. All right. God-given gift for overcoming. You have a God-given gift for overcoming, Sean said. Hey, beautiful. Nice to see you on with Miss Kim. Hey, Sean. Sean, you over there in the VIP section, girl. We see you. You can come on up to the mic. Let me tell you how you can come to this. Let me tell all of you how you can come on up to the front and say something at the mic if you want. Just copy and paste this link that I just posted here. It will bring you up backstage and we'll pull you right on screen. So you know how you want to get up to the mic and say something. You're like, hey, I'm here and I want to make my comment. I'm asking my question. Feel free. Uh-oh, hold on. Whoop. And just like that, you can remove the guests from the virtual studio audience. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to take a quick commercial break and learn more about CTR Media Network. And Mackenzie, we're going to play that now. CTR Media Network. You don't want to miss it. We'll be right back.
CTR Media Network was created for today's podcasters. We provide a safe haven for content creators that are everyday people doing extraordinary things. We have a system of positioning, monetization training, coaching, and support for our podcasters' success. CTR Media Network simply bridges that gap with a level playing field for your dreams to come true cost effectively. Our team provides a premium service and experience for our podcasters to grow. CTR Media Network provides access, support, resources, coaching, and community for our podcasters to win, if you put in the work. We believe that we are living in a unique time which requires you to share your message of hope with millions of people around the world. Remember that the world is never too saturated for you, your voice and message. A platform for positive, impactful media where the content creators are in the driver's seat. Visit our website today by going to www.ctrmedianetwork.com.
And we are back here on the Kim Jacobs Show. We're talking today with Nadia Francois, and I am glad to have you back. And see how the superpowers work? You were like, whoop, girl, bye, I'll be right back. And we're right on. And that's just how life is. Such is life.
Yes.
With CNN and CBS, ABC, NBC, all of the different broadcasts. I'm just naming different ones, but all of us virtually in some regard, PBS, you name it, anybody, fill in the blank, the Kim Jacobs Show, okay? All of us have had some type of virtual glitch along this virtual journey. So sometimes people will say, well, can you edit that out? Girl, bye. I ain't thinking about trying to edit all this stuff out. Do you know how many bloops and blunders I make on these episodes? This is just real, relevant, raw information, okay?
That's
We'll
it.
keep it moving and go through the rest of the conversation with our superpowers. All right. Actually, you did look like a superhero, so you could use that.
Had to catch it.
You can use that. That can play out well right there. You never
Yes.
know. Some things that happen in life that we look at as that was just embarrassing, that was hurtful, that was whatever. You use that because that's sometimes the things that can get you even more support, more love, more of a way to share your message with
Yes.
people, because now they realize you're just a real person just like I am, you know?
Yep.
All right.
Absolutely.
All right. So what's your superpower? We were asking some of the people in the studio audience. Let's
Okay.
see who says some things. Pop them up, Mackenzie, if you don't mind. And for those that are tuning in, if you want to know the story right quick behind while she's popping the comments up, these glasses have a glare on them, right? And you all in the studio audience, you got to know that. You've been watching this for a long time. I need some glare-free red glasses. I like red glasses, but I need some glare-free. Okay. So anyway, that's why I'm not wearing my red
Put
glasses.
her on your holiday shopping list.
They'll be on my holiday. Now I'll get like a bunch of different red glasses, but I'll put it on.
Yes.
All right, girls, just woke up in California in my PJs. I can't come on screen today. Not today. Sean said, girl, I'm just watching this show backstage. Okay, thank you, Sean. Go ahead.
Thank
Who
you
else?
for joining us.
Who else had a comment? Vanita said, my superpower is making my friends feel better when they are feeling depressed. That's a
That's
special thing.
good. Yeah.
I need you in my life, Vanita. Let's see.
Right.
It's like, call me, Vanita. Because I have more energy than anyone my age on the whole planet, and I get to do a lot of things. That's her superpower.
Yeah, I think that was her explanation for the ADHD superpower.
Help me out over here. That's good. Good. Okay. Go ahead. You read one too.
Miss Jenny says, my superpower is believing. Yes. Yes, that's really good.
That's real good. Okay. Standing strong, Dr. Paulette Harper said. That's her
Yes.
superpower. That's good.
Yes.
All right. These are some good superpowers.
Absolutely.
Mackenzie, I see your, that's why for the ADHD. I get it. And Mackenzie, I see your comment. You said that I did it all alone as a mama till I met my husband late last year. And she said, I had my baby at the age of 20. Do you have any
Yes.
words of encouragement for mothers out here that may have they became a mother at a young age, but they're trying to still make it. And maybe Mr. Right hasn't come along yet because you were a single mom.
Absolutely. You can do anything you want to do. The thing about being able to accomplish the things that we want as ourselves, right? As Nadia, not as mom, not as, sis or anything outside of us, right? The thing to accomplishing that is prioritizing
Yes.
yourself. At some point, you will be able to do that. I have to give you the advice that my clients, as Kim stated, I'm a hairstylist, and my clients brought me through a lot, like the words from them. And these were older ladies that I shared a lot of time with. And they told me these words: the kids don't stay young forever. All right. So
That must be universal advice. I've heard that too. And the kids aren't going to stay young forever.
they're not going to stay young forever. So, of course, the pressure that we feel with young children, the stress that we feel with young children, it does subside at some point.
Yeah.
However, it brings about other stressors.
Oh, different ballgame. Somebody should have told us. How old is your oldest right now?
My oldest are twins, and they're 21.
Yeah, so somebody should have, at least for me, as the balance doctor, now I'm balancing a whole different phase of life. I have like my 17-year-old, he goes out and he's boating. Oh, what? I've never even been out I've been on a boat, but not where you literally decide by yourself. You just go out there and start out. That's a lot of adventure.
Yeah.
Way more than I could have ever expected.
Fishing. A lot of praying.
He's not afraid at all in fishing and doing all of this stuff that is throwing me way out of my comfort zone as a mom, Yeah,
but just y'all keep it going. We have to sacrifice while they're younger. We have to sacrifice, the things that we aspire to do, but keep writing it down. Keep it as a goal, because you can do it. Like I said, you may have to wait until they get to a certain age to start it, but don't ever negate yourself from the things that you want to do for you, right? We just have to delay it a little bit, all right? And take care of God's babies.
Yep, that's some good advice. And I know I started a Mother Dreamer movement for people that are moms and you have your goals and your dreams, but you put them on the back burner. Well, in this group, we talk about ways that you can still accomplish your goals and dreams, and while you're still raising your children, while you're still being a mother. So you don't have to do either or per se. You could do and if you choose either or, that's fine too, because there's no right or wrong way when it comes to how God has for you to raise your family, So,
and do you mind if I see she's put a couple of more
put them up
comments? She says, I fully planned to, no, she had to leave college early. So did I. I had twins, and I was pregnant with twins. I didn't find that out till later on, and I was still enrolled in college. And then I had to be put on bed rest, so that meant I had to quit. And so sometimes that hits us very hard, because as I stated before, that's what we want for ourselves. That's how we figure we're going to take care of our children, right? And sometimes it's just, bumped down the list a little bit, but you are definitely not denied. Keep going. I went back to college way in 2010, I believe. I graduated in 2012.
That's good.
So therefore, my children were there to see me walk. And I think that inspired them, to want to put on their graduation gown and cap and walk, right? So just include your children. This is something else. Include your children in the things that you do.
That's right.
Whether it's, if you're an entrepreneur, as an entrepreneur, I had to. They were my team for years. They still my team. But it shows them whether they want to take the entrepreneur path or they want to get a job, whether and so just let them be your support. Once they're to that certain age, and it will be well worth it. Sometimes our decisions don't match our dreams, but you are still able to go and do all of that. As long as you are walking this earth, you are able to
Right.
accomplish whatever you need to accomplish.
You better believe it. And I know when my children were younger, I used to have to do counseling with people or meeting with people, but it was like, wow, I have a lot of children. So
Yeah.
I would have my children come to the restaurant and I would have someone come and sit at the table with them right
Mhm.
beside me so that it
Yep.
wouldn't feel like we had to be away from each other for such an extended period of time. So where it would have been like I had to leave the house for a few hours before I would get there, eat, then come back. Now we've not seen each other for 4 or 5 hours. I
Yeah.
would actually have them right there with me and I could turn, talk to them, say what I needed to say, feed somebody, cut something up, whatever, order for them.
Yeah.
So it just made life a lot easier. Hence, that's why I'm called the Balance Doctor. And in this book, Extreme Balance Makeover, which is on KimJacobsShow.com, it's all kind of tips in here about how to balance different aspects of your life. This is just a natural balancing book, how to balance it, whatever phase of life you're in. Okay, I fully plan on going back to become an elementary school teacher, is what Mackenzie said.
Awesome. Go for it, sis.
She said, I would have graduated this December. Don't worry,
That's
graduation.
okay. Don't worry about the past. Worry about right now and your future. That's it. You
Yes,
got
sir.
this.
I love these comments. Keep them coming, everybody, and let our expert, the superpower queen, talk to you about them. Let's talk about some things you have going on. So
Okay.
what we're going to do right after this commercial break, we're going to hear from GetInsured.Solutions, and they are one of our episode sponsors. When we come back, it's going to be all about Nadia for a moment, okay? So we can learn what projects you're working on. We'll be right back. Hold on one second. Here we go.
Nothing says I love you more than final expense insurance whole life protection. With Funeral Advocacy, nationwide, saving you and your family 30 to 80% off funerals and cremations. Nothing says I love you more than Get Insured Solutions, LLC. GetInsured.Solutions. 704-499-3616.
All right, everyone, we're back and we are talking with Nadia, who is the queen of What is Your Superpower? So I'm going to pop a few images up and I want to talk through some of them if you don't
Okay.
mind. All right, let's start here. This.
Yes. So this is the start of What's Your Superpower movement. What's Your Superpower anthology was birthed in 2019 and published in 2020 during the pandemic. And it included 10 women telling their stories of overcoming adversity, utilizing their God given superpower. So, this is the one that I birthed after getting with God and meeting a lot of amazing women that kept calling me a superwoman.
Yes.
and I was like, but you're one too, sis. And so we all came together, on this anthology.
I
And then-
love that. Oh,
Yes.
man. I actually have a cape and everything too somebody gave me, but like you said, you don't always want to wear the superhero cape.
Yeah,
But some aspects of our lives make it appear that way, even though
absolutely.
it's not something we want to sign up.
We don't want to. We don't want to be super women,
Yeah,
but
it's like,
sometimes
that's
we
not
have
like,
to be.
Okay. All right, let's talk about. I'd like this logo. So, what's your superpower? Television. Talk to us about that.
Yes. So after the anthology was published, I was approached by one of the authors that had moved to Africa. And she was like, you should do a show. You should do a TV show and, keep it going with the authors of the book. And so that's how What's Your Superpower television was started. It started with the show. And then a few months after that, it progressed into a channel where I offered other people the opportunity to put their content on the network that I'm on, which is Exposure Plus TV.
Go! I am so proud of you. Even though I'm not old enough to be your mom, but my cheeks are burning over here.
Thank
because you're doing it,
you.
and I'm so proud of you and what you're
Thank you.
accomplishing. When can people see What's your superpower television? Where can people see your show?
So you can go right to exposureplusTV.tv,
Okay, I'm gonna put that
and
up there.
we are
Exposure
listed under the channels as
Plus.
What's Your Superpower.
What
You
is it
can
again?
exposureplusTV.tv.
Okay. Check out and that's Power Conversations, right?
That is What's Your Superpower. So it's What's Your Superpower.
Check out what is your superpower. But you have don't you have other stuff too?
Yeah. So after, of course, the TV, there was a need for women I had a overwhelming response of women wanting to tell their stories of overcoming, right? And it was just like too much for TV. It was too much. And so I was like, I still want to get these women's stories out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I came up with Power Conversations, which is a podcast.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm going to run them on the podcast and their stories are going to get out. People need to hear this, right? Because we are, just inspired by other people's stories. And so that's where Power Conversations podcast came. And then they wanted to be seen, right? They wanted to put their business out there, their books out there. So the magazine was the last piece to the puzzle that created the What's Your Superpower digital media.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Okay. This is a lot to process in a great way. So you have an anthology of books, Superpower Anthology, and then Power Notes. And what's the other one back there?
So the other one is the What's Your Superpower Reflection Journal. It helps people that may need some help to discover their superpower. It asks a few questions, gives you some motivational quotes and scriptures. And then Power Notes is just a free writing journal for you to put it all in.
That's amazing right there, in my opinion. Now with this, how can people get a copy of those items?
So everything is available on my website, www.nadiafrancois.com. If you want more information on being a part of the TV show, the magazines, any of that, www.whatsuperpower.com is where you go for that.
That's good. So
my website, my personal web, sorry to interrupt you, but my personal website has links to everything that I do.
All right. So it's NadiaFrancois.com or What's Your Superpower? And what superpower? Because I know I have some podcast listeners, a lot of you all on iHeartRadio, iTunes, SoundCloud. And so let me make sure it's whatsuperpower.com.
Yes.
Whatsuperpower.com or Nadia and Francois, FRANCOIS.com. I want to be mindful of my podcast listeners.
Yes.
And thank you for listening as well. I know you're not seeing me put my hands cupped together in a prayer, but I thank you for being a podcast listener on any of the platforms that you're downloading the shows. Okay. All right. So you need to get in contact with CTR Media Network, girl. Okay.
Yes, they are on my list. Don't worry.
And can you please tell them that the Kim Jacobs Show referred you? Okay.
Certainly
I'll send you a form so you can go ahead and get everything going and say I shared it, which I'm excited about you getting on CTR Media Network. All right. And the president is on here watching today, by the way.
Yes. Awesome.
All right. So let's go to another image. Tell us about this.
So after publishing What's Your Superpower Anthology, I felt the need for encouragement even more for our women in business, right? So of course I have a heart for women, female entrepreneurs specifically, and this book was birthed, Powerful Affirmations for Fempreneurs. Our first edition was the #1 bestseller for several days, and we had about 20 authors in that book that gave affirmations, prayers, and great inspiration for other business women. So it's from one businesswoman to another. And we are now recruiting and getting ready for volume 2 that will be released in January of 2023.
All right, y'all. So listen, these are opportunities. If you're tuning in, you're looking for ways to partner with other business female entrepreneurs. Here's a way to do that by collaborating with the Powerful Affirmations Volume 2 for
Yes.
fempreneurs. So you don't want to miss that opportunity. And you can learn more at, let's go to
NadiaFrancois.com.
NadiaFrancois.com. All right. It's so important to be able to partner with business women and entrepreneurs, and especially if you are on a mission to get to the next level in your business, in your goals, your dreams. So anyway, I'm excited about everything that Nadia is sharing here. Let's take a look at this last image that I have and talk to us about International Author Boss Awards.
Yes.
What's going on with that?
So yes, this year is our second year. What's Your Superpower Television and the Power Conversations brand are bringing the International Author Boss Awards. It's a virtual award show that celebrates indie and traditionally published authors, publishers, writers, etc. And so we have Author of the Year, Anthology of the Year, Visionary of the Year, Young Authors of the Year. So we try to hit every spectrum. And I'm thinking next year we're going to have to add Podcast of the Year.
Yes, these come through podcast.
Yes.
You never know. I might be in that category. You never know what God planned for you to be in.
Absolutely. That's right. So all it takes is nominations from your peers. You know, these people were nominated by their peers, by their supporters, and we just caught on and reached out to them and they accepted, and we are rolling. And I will say this, very, very good information. We have an amazing inspirational talk that will be done during the awards. So y'all make sure that you tune in. It's virtual and it will be on, of course, What's Your Superpower TV, December 29th at 6 p.m. Central.
So I'm going to put it back up for you all to screenshot it right quick. And then, of course, you know where you can go to learn more about it, NadiaFrancois.com.
Absolutely.
So for those that want to capture it right now, let me show you how you can do that. There you go. Make sure that you go ahead and screenshot that December 29th, 2022 at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. It is a virtual event. So you can go to Nadia Francois to learn more about how you can be in your virtual seat for that event.
Yes, you can reserve your virtual seat on Eventbrite.
Make sure you go and do it today. All right. And I played a little bit of music. I don't know if y'all heard that. Did y'all hear that back there? Let me play it for a minute.
Yes.
All right, look, I'm just playing around with things over here. It's so much fun being a talk show, podcast, audio podcast, video podcast, you name it. I'm that host, and I'm excited to be able to serve you, and along with Nadia here today. So when we come back, let's learn just maybe like a fun fact about you, because I would like to know. There's some fun stuff going on with you, right? That everybody may not even know.
Okay.
All right. We'll be right back, everybody. What I'm going to do, Mackenzie, I'll take it from here. I'm talking to a person backstage. I'm going to play because I didn't tell her what to play. But we're going to let you, especially with it being about business entrepreneurs and stuff. I'm actually the managing director in Charlotte, North Carolina for eWomen Network. So I want to make sure that I expose you all to this phenomenal network of women entrepreneurs. And no matter where you are in the country, you can definitely put that I'm your sponsor, Kim Jacobs, and then I'll connect you directly with your local managing director. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Kim Jacobs, the Managing Director of the Charlotte, North Carolina chapter of eWomen Network. I am so excited that you stopped to watch this video. I've got good news for you. You've just discovered an international network of women entrepreneurs who are committed to helping you achieve, succeed, and prosper. We're on a mission here to help 1 million women entrepreneurs each achieve $1 million in annual revenue. Here at eWomen Network, we have a complete success system that supports you every step of the way in building and growing your business. You being here right now is no accident. We're supposed to know about you. We want to meet you to find out how we can help you as well as learn about what you have to offer. With over 500,000 women connected through 118 chapters across the United States, Canada, Australia, and the United Kingdom, you are never alone. If this is resonating with you, please go to ewomennetwork.com/Charlotte. Notice too my contact information. I invite you to reach out to me and to check out our upcoming in-person and online events. I'm really looking forward to introducing you to our special community.
All right, everyone, we're back talking with Nadia, our What is Your Superpower Queen. So tell us, Nadia, just a fun fact about you because we want to know maybe something everybody wouldn't know.
I love trap music.
I would never have known. Okay, so you love trap music. Why?
I think that I've been trying to figure out why, but I think it's the era that I grew up in, the environment that I grew up in, and then it's just so motivating to me. Like, I love the Lord, but I also love trap music.
You love trap music, okay. And for those that don't know what trap music is, you want to tell them what it is?
Sure. Trap music is a form of hip hop rap music that is talking about people getting to their bag. I'll make it simple like
that. Money. Okay. Now I cannot envision. I'm trying to visualize you. Do you be like getting the business with it? Like, you're gonna get that money.
Yes.
You on beat. Never mind. What are you doing? Tell me how role play for a second, because I gotta.
So I always do it. I do it best in my car, right? So when I'm on the way to events or something like that, I'm like,
so you that person in the car. Okay. So I'm riding down the street and I'm riding and I'm listening to my music, yes, come on. I'm blessed in the city, blessed in the field, blah, 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 blah. And I look over and I see you, and what are you doing? You're like, hey, pointing at me and everything.
Yes, I'm like in my own little world.
That is so funny. I do that. Like, I get in the car and I'll blast up the music, and I don't even like loud music, but sometimes it's just like it'd be like a stress reliever.
Right.
And I'm like singing, praising them, and I look over and I'm like, hey, and I look over and people,
what is she doing?
Yeah. So I can relate for sure.
Yes.
Sure. So people that, more comments came in. Let's see some of the comments. I see you, Vanita, cracking up with us. Who else put a comment? You are doing it, Nadia. Looks good on you, sis.
Thank you, Queen.
Yes, y'all make sure you share the broadcast. So when I think also about my superpowers, I think about, it's a book I read about creating like an alter ego. What's the difference from your perspective in creating an alter ego versus having a superpower?
I think that creating an alter ego is something that you have to transform into, but having your superpower at bay is something that is always with you. It's built in you. And so you're not flipping and flopping. You are that, right? And so, which alter egos are good if that's the way that you have to pull it out. But sticking to what is built in you, what God created, is the best way.
Yeah, I love that. That's a great explanation of the difference between the two, because I do have superpowers, which I believe God has gifted and embedded in me. Those are the things that you've talked about that are in you: resilience and a determination like no other. I am a very determined person. Yeah. I'm also a very compassionate person. Yeah. And I want the best for other people, even if I already know that they don't necessarily want to even necessarily deal with me. But I'm like, well, why not? Why didn't you speak? Why didn't you da-da-da? And people are like, girl, I'll slap you if you don't get away from that. Like,
let them go. Let them go.
Doesn't want anything to do with me. It's like, me. So I'll go almost to extremes when it comes to trying to pour myself on people, which is not
Mm.
good. So I've
Right.
learned how to back off and
Yeah.
let people be who they are. There is a God and I'm not him. And let
That's
God
it.
deal with you, not me, because I
That's
can't
it.
philosophy on something. Then I think about with the alter ego, there are some components of people that I admire that I kind of want to implement some pieces of what I admire about them, not because I'm trying
Yeah.
to be them, because I only want to be me,
Right.
the best me that I can be. So I'm never even interested in being a carbon copy of anybody else.
Absolutely.
But my mom, the compassion that she has, whenever I do speak or I do something, I immediately go into that as a part of my alter ego, the compassion that my
Yeah.
mom has. Oprah, I've admired her in the whole television world. So the commanding presence that she
Yeah.
has, Michelle Obama, and how she can command the audience and show love, compassion, and authority all in one swoop.
Yes. Powerful.
She is like,
Powerful.
hey,
Yes.
I gotta do a lot more Just Dance to even remotely.
I'm telling you.
Angela Bassett, Queen, you need to get to going some more if you're trying to hold this coat. So, do you have any alter ego?
I don't think so. I mean, I definitely resonate those powerful attributes that these women that we admire. I think of it more as an admiration.
Right.
But I haven't really thought about it in the way that you just described it. Like just, you know, getting in that zone before a presentation or before, so I definitely will think about that sometimes, but I haven't. I do have people that I admire and that I look up to, of course, but like you said, not trying to be a carbon copy, but just like if she can do it, I can do it. That's
It's
my
more like
thought
an
process.
inspiration. But
Yeah,
ultimately, my inspiration is God. It's like,
absolutely.
no, what God has for me is
Yes.
for me.
Yes.
It does not matter what it looks like, but at the end of the day, what He has for a person, He has for you, and only you can be you.
That's
Only
it.
you can do what God has gifted you to do, and the
That's
whole
it.
world misses out when you don't use that gift or that talent.
Yes.
So
Yes.
tell us what else you want us to know about Nadia Francois today.
Well, I think that we have pretty much covered everything. However, I will just throw in my hair care business.
Come on, tell us.
So I've been an hair care entrepreneur, beautypreneur for the past 20 years, and
You look
I
like you
have
know
a
what
hair.
you're doing over there.
So I have a hair care line that I introduced back in, I think it was 2020 as well, may have been 2019, but I started it because I was diagnosed with hyperthyroidism and uh, Graves' disease in
Okay.
2018. I was in a car accident. I had been experiencing a lot of different um, symptoms, but I never went to the doctor, just to be 100% honest. I never went to the doctor. I was still working. It was like I was having hot flashes and I'll be freezing my clients out. They like, girl, you too young to be going through menopause. And I'm like, I don't think it's menopause. I don't know. But it didn't take me out. So I was keeping going. Right.
Right.
And so I was hit in the back um in a motor vehicle accident, and I had to have an MRI done. And they saw the growth on my thyroid during the MRI. So that is how I found out. Then, as I stated, I was diagnosed with hyperthyroidism that then progressed to Graves' disease. And so
What in the world? And if
my
you didn't get
hair
in the
had
accident, you wouldn't have even known.
I wouldn't have even known.
Okay, and then
Wouldn't
what
have
did
even-
that have to do with your hair? What happened?
Girl, all my hair fell out.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yes, I would be driving and hair would be all on the back of my chair, my seat.
Oh,
Just if you touch it, it's just hair. And I never experienced that. Like I'm always like my hair is, an attribute.
right.
And so, it kind of got me down. And then one of my mentors, she had been doing some research. She's a super busy woman, but she was like, I think you should do your own hair care line. And I'm like, what? And she's like, I'll be the investor. And so,
What a
right.
friend. What a
Oh
friend.
God. Yes. Yes. And so began the hair care line, which is a hemp infused full line shampoo, conditioner, oil drops for your scalp, scalp balm, moisture butter, like everything you need. Plus, I have way more now since it's been a while. But just wanted to throw that out there because I found out that that is not a genetic disease in my family, and it was all caused by stress, y'all.
By stress.
Yes.
Do you know how many people could be walking around with this and not even know it then?
Yes.
Oh
and that's why I like to, if I have an opportunity to mention it, I do, because the other part of it, the overcoming part of it, is when I went to the doctor last month, all of my levels were normal.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
God is good, y'all. God is good, y'all. I did have to be on medication. It took about 2 years, but I did a major lifestyle change, right? I did a major lifestyle change in backing up from those things that I can't control. I can't stress over that. I know that my life was stressful raising 4 boys, so I can't, deny that, and that probably added to it, right? But once I found out, I eliminated a lot of processed foods. It's, eliminating that stress, putting self-care first is major, guys.
Then you have a whole head full of hair over there?
Now I got a whole head full of hair.
Did
Look,
literally,
I was wearing wigs and
what kind of dancing? And what kind of dancing? What is it, trap? You said trap?
Not trap music.
Yes. Okay. Go ahead. What else were you saying?
Yes. But what I was saying was, I know that, the raising the kids added to the stress and all of that. But once I knew what to do to change my life.
Oh, you know what? Mackenzie backstage is actually
wrapping us up.
She done found one of the dance pop things in our backstage.
Oh.
I was like, I thought it was your phone. I was like, what's happening? But she's like, here we go. Turn it up.
But yeah, so I just made major lifestyle changes and prioritized self-care like no other, y'all. And like I said, I changed my eating habits. It was suggested that I go organic, but I couldn't quite afford that. Still feeding all those boys, so they would be I started it, but they would be eating up my organic food, and I'm like, listen,
my son's on here, our sunshine expert. She's a boy mom too. I'm gonna tell you, they can eat a whole bunch. I'm like, girl, you need to put that back. I just bought all of that that's for the month, not for no. What in the world?
1 week,
2 days for them. And I ate the whole box of cereal. That's crazy.
Yes, look, that's a whole other show, right?
Yeah, that's a whole different episode. So I'm glad you brought that hairline up because I'm very interested as well. Okay. And it's for like natural hair or for any kind of hair?
Any kind of hair. That's one thing that we gotta know. Hair is hair, y'all. Hair is hair. All right. So if you are struggling with any type of hair loss issues, scalp issues, anything like that, this product is for you.
Wow. Athena Robertson said, yeah, I'm over here shaking my head because she's going like this. Girl, I can relate. Because she has older sons and she's on here as our sunshine expert. So she's like, Lord, I done met my twin over there.
Them boys, the young men, should I call them now?
That's right. All right, listen, everybody. We've talked as much as we can on today's episode, learned a great deal from Nadia on what is your superpower. Go think that over and mull over it and decide what is your true superpower, the thing that God put down on the inside of you to be able to exercise on this earth. What's your closing comment, Nadia?
My closing comment is do whatever you want to do in life. Conquer it. God has your back.
Yeah. On that note, we'll see you tomorrow right here on the Kim Jacobs Show at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you, Nadia. Thank you, studio audience. Have a great one. See you all at 11. Bye-bye. Hello, everyone. I'm Kim Jacobs, host of the Kim Jacobs Show, where we're bringing balance to the world, one household at a time. Listen, we go live every weekday, Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
I bring guests on that talk about their backstories, things that they've had to overcome to become who they are today. Many of them are balancing and juggling life, and they've become experts in different fields. So they're sharing tips with you to make your life just a little bit easier. Many times as a guest in the studio audience, you'll get a chance to walk away with a missing piece of the puzzle that might be missing in your life. Let's go on this journey together, and I look forward to seeing you Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on The Kim Jacobs Show.